Don't miss out on important news. Our videos are being deleted. So if you don't want to be cut off from honest news, take a moment to sign up for our newsletter at newsletter.ntd.com so you don't lose access to NTD. Go to newsletter.ntd.com to sign up for our evening newsletter.
And the Epoch Times printing house in Hong Kong was attacked Sunday night by intruders wielding hammers. The paper's spokesperson says they suspect that Chinese authorities are behind the attack. NTD's Penny Zhou has more.
Things are getting increasingly difficult for Hong Kong's independent media. The Epoch Times Hong Kong edition had their printing house smashed by hammer-wielding intruders. The four men barged into the printing plant and started destroying printing equipment. They also stole a computer. Now the news outlet has suspended printing due to the damage. The Epoch Times is the sister media of NTD. The paper is known to have drawn the ire of Chinese authorities. That's because they have reported extensively on human rights abuses in China and Beijing's crackdown on Hong Kong's pro-democracy movement. This is the fifth time the paper's printing facilities are attacked. The same printing house was set on fire in 2019. Hong Kong police say they still haven't found the suspects. The facility was also attacked in 2006 and twice in 2013. Police have not filed charges in any of the cases. Earlier this year, a reporter for the Epoch Times in Hong Kong said police in China threatened her family. They demanded that her family stop her from working for the paper. Otherwise, they would arrest her on charges under the national security law.
The police said if my parents lose their daughter, they will be really sad. Just threatening them like that.
The paper spokeswoman condemned the violence last night. She accused Chinese authorities of mounting the attack.
Such criminal act is not just targeting Epoch Times, but the free media of Hong Kong in general as well. The real purpose is to destroy the free flow of information in Hong Kong, Hong Kong society's fundamental fabric. We will not back down from our efforts of speaking for the silenced. We will not bow to the bullying.
Hong Kong's Journalists Association also released a statement against the violence. Last year, the Chinese regime pushed through a so-called national security law that punishes criticism against Beijing. Authorities have since conducted sweeping arrests of pro-democracy figures. Many said the law is an official death sentence for Hong Kong's freedom. Penny Zhou, NTD News.
Several U.S. lawmakers have condemned the attack. Congressman Devin Nunes told the Epoch Times that the repeated violent attacks on the Epoch Times shock the conscience, and that clearly the CCP and its street thugs cannot abide by any media outlet reporting the facts about the party's depredations. Congressman Scott Perry noted that it would be no surprise if the CCP were behind such an attack. And Congressman Jim Banks described the attack as reprehensible, adding that the freedom of the press in Hong Kong is under attack from the Chinese Communist Party. The group Women for America First hosted a Save America Summit in Miami, Florida. It stressed the importance of election integrity and protecting constitutional rights. And Representative Matt Gaetz made his first public appearance there since federal investigations into him became public.
Congress members, activists, and guest speakers gathered at Trump National Doral Resort over the weekend. At the Save America Summit, they stressed the importance of secure elections, combating big tech censorship, and protecting the First and Second Amendments. Florida Representative Byron Donald said members of Congress have another role in addition to voting on new laws.
The other most important role is to advocate for conservatism everywhere, not just in Republican rooms, but all rooms. Talk about the principles of liberty, talk about what makes our country the best country in the world, and really to engage in all aspects of American life. I think the time of just keep doing the job in D.C., that was what it used to be. Yeah. Going forward, we have to be far more dynamic, we have to be far more persistent. We really have to really inject ourselves in all part of American life. The country requires us to do so.
The summit that Women for America First hosted also touched on further America First policies. An attendee expressed her concerns about culture in the U.S.
I think it needs an awareness on our side of where we're losing the culture and how polarized and the violence and the Antifa and all this craziness. I mean, I didn't grow up with this. I don't know where the hell this came from, but it needs to stop. And it's intentional to divide us.
Another representative at the summit was Matt Gaetz. He made his first public appearance after 2 federal investigations into him became public. The most recent, on Friday, looks into allegations of sexual misconduct. Gaetz has denied all the allegations.
I won't be intimidated by a lying media, and I won't be extorted by a former DOJ officials and the crooks he is working with. The truth will prevail. When you see the anonymous sources and insiders forecasting my demise, know this: they aren't really coming for me. They're coming for you. I'm just in the way.
Amy Kremer, the chairwoman of the hosting organization, told Fox News they are aware of the controversy surrounding Gaetz. She called what is happening to Gaetz a partisan political witch hunt. Women for America First is the same organization that helped organize the Save America rally on January 6th in D.C. and has denounced the violence that took place there.
A woman finds her way around COVID restrictions to visit her husband at a nursing home, which opens the door for many others to see their loved ones. She speaks with American Thought Leaders host Jan Jekielek.
Till death do us part. One Florida woman took this promise to heart. Her husband Steve has Alzheimer's disease. She visited him daily at a nursing home until COVID restrictions set in.
I would change him and get him ready for bed, and we would just spend the evenings in bed watching TV. It was really a great way for us to end every single day together. And I went to see him on March the 11th, and they called me on March 12th and said, "You can't come back."
The nursing home director told her to wait a couple of weeks to slow the spread of the virus. As the weeks turned into months, Mary knew she had to do something quickly because of Steve's Alzheimer's. Eventually, Mary was able to get a job at the nursing home as a dishwasher.
So after 114 days and a 5-hour shift of dishwashing, I went to his room, and his back was to me when I walked in the door. And when he heard the door open, he turned around, and the first thing he said was, "Mary."
Her story became viral, and it got the attention of Governor Ron DeSantis. After meeting with Mary, the governor assigned her to a task force of high-level officials to plan the reopening of long-term care facilities in Florida. Soon afterwards, DeSantis passed an order lifting visitation restrictions in nursing homes, assisted living facilities, and other long-term care facilities. Other states soon followed Florida's actions, which allowed hundreds of thousands of family members to see their loved ones.